But then, with this, their wrapped campaign, top artists, songs, genre, your total listening time, everything about the way you listen to music is then presented to you. So you're like, I had that sort of thing done on LinkedIn. So suddenly someone shared a tool with me at the end of last year, and it simply said I should copy the link for my LinkedIn page into this AI tool. And I did, and it gave me a summary of the activities, my entire activities for the year. How many posts, how many comments on my posts, how many likes, what I need to do better next year if I wanted to grow on LinkedIn. Very beautiful analysis. And with that, I actually, the following year, this year, so this was the year before. So in 2024, because of the analytics I saw, I decided to start a newsletter. Because I got rich data. I speak a lot on leadership, and so everything that was told to me from the inside, I didn't even know. It showed that, you know what, if you start a newsletter on LinkedIn, you will get a lot of readers because you're posting along those lines a lot. And it will drive more of your thought leadership. And so I did. But without that sort of insight, I wouldn't have done that. Now imagine what brand managers can do with that information from Spotify. And you'll see a good example of that shortly. How many of you know Steve Bartlett? Have you heard the name Steve Bartlett? A few people raised their hands. It's the host of Diary of a CEO. If you haven't read that book, whether you're a student or you're a middle manager, a CEO, a CMO, I implore you to read the book. It's a book that I've read and I'm reading it again. It's actually in my car. I carry the book everywhere. It's like sometimes I read a chapter and I want to read the chapter again. Now, Steve Bartlett, in this book, revealed that, and let me give you a context, Diary of a CEO, this podcast, it's the most downloaded podcast in the UK as of 2023. According to Apple, I believe, even Spotify at some point noted it as one of the most downloaded podcasts. Now, this is what he said in his book. He said he doesn't believe the podcast is highly successful because of him as a person. He doesn't even think it's because they have the best editors, and their edits are good. If you've seen the Diary of a CEO, as a media person, I can say their edits are spot on. He said it's not about their edits. It's not about the fact that they bring in the most famous guests in the world. Anybody who has been on Diary of a CEO. If you are the best physician in the world, you'll be on that podcast. If you are the best psychologist that the world has offered, the astronauts, everybody who in the world is on that podcast. And he said he doesn't think it's because of even that they bring the best people in the world to the show. So it's not his personality, it's not their editing skills, it's not that they bring the best guests. So what makes the show successful? That successful that within a short period, Diary of a CEO started not long ago. There are other podcasts that have started a long time ago. But the success rate of this particular podcast, and he said, you know what we do? We sweat the small stuff. We sweat the small stuff, but we sweat it using data and AI. So he had started using it even before it became very popular to everyone. And as you know, when I say AI, a lot of people think, oh, AI is new. AI is new. Artificial intelligence has been around for such a long time, right? I think it's because a lot of the AI platforms and companies, OpenAI crashed the market for them when they made it available to everyone. And so what some people were using behind closed doors before, paying top dollar for, then became available to the whole world. And then everyone, oh, there's ChatGPT, oh, there's, generative AI, and then now it's agentic AI. And then it's fast moving from agentic AI to something else again. It's really evolving very fast. Now I go back to my story. He said they sweat the small stuff with AI and with data. How do they do that? Small stuff, like before a guest arrives, once they know a guest is coming, they would research using the likes of Spotify and the Wrapped campaign, what the music of what the person's favorite music is. So you can imagine if your favorite music is, let me find a song, Unstoppable. I'm unstoppable, and you're jamming that in your car, right? And then you get to the place, you're in that mood, good mood, and then you get into this place, nicely air conditioned, not too hot, not too cold, and that music just comes on, and you're like, putting you right in the mood. These things matter. Now, what they're doing there is not just creating a mood for the guest that's coming. The guest eases into this mood where, they're playing my hit song. They relax, and it shows because the guest is not nervous. That translates to you watching, increases the viewership because there's a way, you make people feel at ease. That's one thing they do, amongst many things. Another thing they do is that they test the title before they release any title. They test the title, the thumbnail, the promotion of each podcast using AI and social media ad tools weeks before they even release it. They even test to the extent that even the topic, whether it's 3 words or 4 words or 5 words, just to grab your attention, they test it. They don't just curate any topic, or they call it caption these days. They don't just use any caption. So little wonder that they became the most downloaded, but they put a lot of work into it. Now they went further to do something. They employed a data scientist. Now that, I believe, was a turning point for them. They employed a full-time in-house data scientist and had him create an AI tool that translates the podcast, pay attention, into multiple languages. So that if you click on YouTube, the YouTube version of their podcast, whilst you are in France, so you are in Nigeria, but if you click the version of their podcast whilst you are in France, it automatically translates into French. So whatever it is the host is saying and the person is saying automatically becomes French. Same thing, anyway, if you are in Spain, it translates it. It's automatic. They don't have to do any translation. The AI tool they got from this data scientist has now given them personalization at. So perfect example of personalization at scale. Now let's talk about another one you all use very quickly. I believe in using examples. YouTube. How many of us use YouTube here? YouTube did something called contextual AI advertising. I believe it's some years ago. They announced that there will be a suite of tools, most notably AI-powered tools. And they call this feature peak points. Some of you, peak points has happened to you and you did not know. You just wonder how certain ads pop up when you are talking about that same thing, or you've spoken about that same thing before, or you just wonder and you're thinking, are they listening to my conversations? Do I need to switch off my, something on my phone, right? Now, what peak points is all about, it's almost like a revolution, I would say. And it's a feature that leverages AI to place ads at moments of maximum viewer engagement within a video. It's a bold move, I must say. It uses things like Google's AI Gemini. You all know what Gemini is, for those of you who use Android. To identify moments of high emotional engagement. That's what they call peak periods within a video. The AI analyzes elements including video frames, transcripts, potential cues like even vocal tones, even gestures, facial expressions. It analyzes everything in the background to pinpoint the optimal position to insert an ad. The idea is to serve an ad precisely when the audience is most locked in, when you are most attentive. That's when that ad will catch you. Let me give you an example. When there's a dramatic reveal, a heartfelt moment, the climax of the story. Right, I know a lot of you in this room would have watched the popular movie, Love in Every Word, produced by Omoni Obuli. Yes, okay. Now, when the Odogu Parara, I like to use that. I speak to a lot of Gen Zs and millennials, so I keep myself up to date. The Odogu Parara was asking his Achalugo, marry me now. Achalugo said, Odogu Parara, I can't, you know, this is your way of speaking, man. Odogu, please marry me now. They are going back. I said, no, I can't marry you. Please marry me now. Oh, okay, Odogu, you know what? Maybe we should negotiate. If you do, okay, you know what? She then concluded and said, you know what? I really like you too. I think I can make do with the way you're speaking. So, Odogu, I will marry you. The moment they go you, they just bring that ad in. And guess what ad will come? One destination wedding venue. One fantastic wedding venue. Luxurious destination wedding venue. I can bet you in your mind, you think you're still watching the movie. You will not, because you'll just be dreaming that, Chalugo is going to get married on this luxurious island. You will finish watching that ad. You won't click away. Because at that moment, you are emotionally connected with whatever ad has been brought in. That's the power of what they have done, called peak points. Isn't that fantastic? Rather than the contextual way of just placing ads, they use this sort of technology for you. And what does it do? Benefits of what it's done. Increased ad relevance. The ads are not just contextually related to the video's topic, because they are, but the viewer's immediate state of engagement. You are engaged. Secondly, you are a captive audience, and a captive audience is most likely to pay more attention to the ad and will watch to the end instead of skipping the ad. So there's higher engagement rate. So first, the ad is relevant. Secondly, there's higher engagement rate. And then third, there's improved brand recall. What I mean by improved brand recall is they don't need to do much. That ad, that luxurious wedding venue, I can bet you if anybody speaks about wedding with around you in the next couple of days, you will remember that luxurious wedding venue. You will. So emotion plays a powerful role in memory formation. So when they say sometimes, oh, AI does not have emotions, it's okay. It will use your own emotions to give you solutions. And so ads are shown during emotionally charged moments. Those ads are likely going to be remembered vividly. Because research consistently shows that advertising with emotional appeal tends to outperform rational messaging. These are perfect examples of personalization at scale. And AI is the catalyst that's making it not just powerful, but possible. Closer to home is our own newsroom and our AI anchors. They don't just speak your language, they reflect your world, your culture, your identity, and your pace. We had barely even launched it, and when we went to present to our regulators, the people at the office said to us, please, can you quickly add the Shekiri and the BBO? And I said, we barely even started the one with Pidgin. A lot of people don't even know we have that yet. And so we want to scale with it. I said, but if you can do this, you can do. I said, we have nearly 450 languages in Nigeria. If we overcrowd, with it, we may lose the essence. Let's even gain some ground with the major languages first, right? And so, this is what they call mass intimacy. Have you heard that word before? It's almost paradoxical that you can have mass intimacy. AI is enabling millions to feel personally spoken to simultaneously at the same time. So, I will round up quickly and say that traditionally we've built experiences for the average. Now, it's best for you to let AI design individual things amongst the crowd, individual solutions, individual experiences among the crowd. You can now know which product demo resonates best with Bola in Ibadan versus Emeka in Enugu, not based on guesswork, but based on insight. My background is in finance, and so I'm fact-based. Everything must be data-driven and must have some insights to back it. Otherwise, there's nothing I can point to, or say, well, this is where I got the information. It must have a source, it must be factual. It shouldn't be something that you just, plucked from out of nowhere. So that you can test, learn, adapt, deliver in real time. That is personalization at scale. And beyond tech, it means that we can start telling stories that are contextually intelligent, emotionally aware, and culturally responsive, just like our AI anchors. But I would say this very clearly, emphatically, AI is not a magic wand. It's not. It's just a mirror. It reflects the values of those who use it. I say it again, it reflects the values of those who use it. We must be intentional about the use of AI, and ethical use of AI is not optional. We at TVC Communications are responsible with the use of AI. In fact, we've been identified, and probably soon, we're working with people from the US who have identified us as ethical AI users. So we must ask, is the personalization respectful? Is it transparent? Are we building connection, or is it just conversion? We just want to convert, for sale. As we scale experiences, we must not scale surveillance or bias. Responsibility is the price of innovation. And I end here. I'm a proper Yoruba girl. Don't worry about all this English. It's the small school I went to in the UK that's refusing to come off my tongue. I can speak Yoruba. In Yoruba tradition, we have the concept of Oriki. How many of you know your Oriki? I love it. Okay. Oriki is a personalized poem that speaks directly to the identity, your history, and the essence of a person. Now, for those who are not Yoruba, some of you will have it, I'm sure, in Igbo traditions, or where they eulogize you, like they praise you. Like when you go to your grandma or your great-grandmother or anybody, before you are entering, they're already, So even if you were having a bad day, just something happened at work, as you are entering, they start to say all these things. They start, little wonder, all those live band artists that used to spray money, when they start and they start calling your name, at first you'll be seated on the chair, then you start hearing your name again, you start hearing it, oh, let me just bring the cash out. Unfortunately, they stopped all that spraying right now, and they are going to have to find other means. But some people have devised the means very quickly. I've seen these fake notes now. So you buy the fake notes, like just normal paper. You buy that in bulk, and you can throw that anywhere because that's not Naira. And so you give at the entrance, people are coming up with stuff. So at the entrance, you pay your transfer, and they give you all this paper. So it's it translates, so they can collect the paper back and everything that has been sprayed. But the money has actually gone into your account. So that one is just for the feel, the experience. They're just doing that paper thing for the experience, so that you can still, when you're being eulogized, right? So imagine if every consumer interaction felt like an Oriki. Imagine. In fact, let me play you my Oriki. Do you want to hear it? I have two, from my mother's side, from my father's side. And so, I decided I would let you hear this. And you will tell me if, this will make you smile. And it's a very short version. This is the abridged version from my mother's side. So I have the Oriki from my father's side. Some of you will know where I come from by listening to this. Just give me a minute. For 1 second.
Victoria Ajayi ọmọ Fọláṣadé, mo fẹ́ kí yín ní oríkì ilé bàbá màmá yín, ẹ̀yin lọmọ olóòtú ìyáwóyé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ sọgbódilé sàtàndọ̀jà ọmọ sọ̀gbẹ́dìgbòro ọmọ olówó bẹ́bẹ́ yẹ́kẹ́ ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ olówó ńlá nílùú òjò ọmọ alátàrí kọlọ̀bọ̀ lọ́jà ara ẹ̀yin tí kò lówó tiẹ̀ lóde gbé èèyàn tí kò lówó tiẹ̀ lóde jẹ bàbá tiyín lólówó bẹ́bẹ́ yẹ́kẹ́ ẹ̀yin ìgbàlódé òjò lè sánmọ́ ọlọ́kan ọmọrùnmárùn ìbárò ajáre àìró rẹ̀ ní òṣùwọ̀n bàbá yín ló tún lù òjò ṣe ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ ìsọjà ara àyègbẹ́ni ilẹ̀ wo bá tẹni wá ohun tí mo bá wá ju tẹni lọ ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ olówó bẹ́bẹ́ yẹ́kẹ́ nílùú.
Thank you. So I had to just use that so that just to emphasize the one from my father's side. Oh my, that one is even sweeter. You know, so you can imagine if every consumer experience felt like an oriki, uniquely crafted, deeply personal, and emotionally resonant. That is the promise of AI in experiential marketing. Not cold technology, but intelligent storytelling. Not mass production, but mass personalization. Not just reach, but resonance. So as we gather here today, let's not talk about or ask AI what AI can do. Let's ask what we will do with the insights, the tools, and the responsibility we hold. Because in this data-driven, immersive world, the brands that will win are not the loudest, but the ones that feel the closest. Thank you very much.